Alright, welcome back into the shop, everyone. When I came back to YouTube and started uploading videos again, the main question that I got was, why did I leave YouTube and why did I stop making videos and projects? Because I received so many questions, I thought that I would take this video and dedicate this video to that question and responding to that in the best way that I can. The last video that I put out on YouTube was October 31st of 2017. As many of you guys know, I'm 18 years old. I just graduated high school in May. I think a better way of going about this is to lay it out chronologically rather than having random thoughts. I think that would make more sense to you guys rather than having everything scattered. So in 2016, put out my first couple of YouTube videos, and I was going into my junior year of high school. At that point, I was literally just starting to put out a couple videos on hand planes and a couple projects I did around the house. I began to put out, I think it was once a week or like once every week and a half or so, I would put out a video. That's what I did. I think I did that for maybe 3 or 4 months until I started to get more and more into it. Like I said, that was my junior year. There was one class in junior year that was just so difficult. Sitting in class, there was one week where I was totally checked out. I didn't want to have a single thing to do with that class, and I think that was when I first started using SketchUp. I think it was on the computers in the class, and I found that you could make your projects on a 3D software. I'm sure many of you guys, if you're watching me, you've seen other creators use that. And I think that was November or December of 2016. I'm really rough with these dates, but that was my junior year, and I remember that one class when I did that. That is kind of when it started the pull in my head between the woodworking and the videos and the passion that I have for that as that began to manifest itself. And the other side of me, it was my junior year, and I'm really close to finishing up school. I had one more year left. And then that rolled over to 2017. I began to upload more and more videos. I was able to interact and engage with other content creators and woodworkers and makers here in the community on YouTube. Those are fantastic people. I really started to discover some people that I really did like and enjoy and watched. And I switched over also from TV to YouTube at that point, and watching other people make videos, I found so much entertainment and inspiration in that, opposed to traditional TV and just watching random shows. I know that's a little bit of a side note, but I think that is important because I, as a woodworker and now a video person and content person, I now understand that this is entertainment at the basic level. And when I present myself to you guys and when I share my projects with you guys, it should be filled with excitement and the process and the truth and all of these big things. First started to realize that maybe 6 months ago when I wasn't uploading videos and I started to really understand what exactly I wanted to do with this channel. So it was the start of my senior year of high school, and the main question that was being proposed to the students and the class was, what were you going to do with your life once you got out of high school? Were you going to go to college? Were you going to go to a trade school? Were you going to travel the world? All of these questions were being proposed to the students. So I, being one of those students, really started to open my eyes to, okay, I'm going to be getting out of school, I'm going to be out of high school. What am I going to be then doing with my life after that? It was at that time when I stopped uploading videos and stopped doing projects, and I just, to be quite honest, took a pause. I was posed with this question that I knew that was going to come up, but when it was finally asked, that's when I had to then open my eyes. I knew that college was not for me. I knew that that was the path that I didn't want to follow, yet at the same time, I didn't know exactly what the repercussions of that would be if I didn't attend college. And it was at that point where I really had to start reflecting on myself. So I knew that I didn't want to go to college. I took that and I just sat on that. I think I sat on that for like maybe a month and a half, and I kept getting asked, like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? By my parents, my teachers, and my friends. And I said, I'm not going to college. And then they went on to say, okay, then what are you going to do? And I couldn't answer them. I didn't know exactly what it was. And that was the main thing that basically stemmed all of my other thoughts after that point. So I knew that I didn't want to go to college. Okay, cool. I figured that out. I reflected back on my last couple years and what were my passions? Woodworking and filming videos. Those are basically the two things that I did for my last almost 3 years of high school. I didn't go to parties, I didn't hang out with friends as much. Like 4 o'clock in the afternoon to maybe 7 o'clock in the evening, I would film my video, I would share stuff here in the shop, or do a small project or something, and then either that night or the next day or something, I would then edit that video, put it out. What I realized is that I was doing that, continued to do that while I was still in school, before I was even posed with this overarching question of what I wanted to do. I knew what I wanted to do. I wanted to make these videos and do projects. I, on a basic level, understood that. That was when I understood that woodworking is what I wanted to do. Building a business is what I wanted to do. And I put those two things together, not going to college and woodworking and business, and that was my answer. It didn't really make sense to me at the time. That was my answer that I gave my teachers, and that was the answer that I gave my parents and my friends. And to be quite honest, it was a unique answer. It was something that most people have probably never heard of. I didn't know exactly how I was going to tackle that, but that was my answer, and that was my answer. That wasn't what someone wanted for me or what someone thought I should be doing. Like, that was the answer that I came up with. And for that reason, I then became much more confident. So once I made that decision, I then made the very difficult decision of not uploading a video, not doing a project until I graduate high school. I wanted to make sure 100% that I got that done, just get through the rest of high school, complete that, and then move forward. That was the only thing that was going through my head for basically the last 8 or 9 months. So then fast forward to May of this year, I graduated high school. I also realized that I needed to take some time to kind of decompose from the school environment before I started in on what I wanted to do. That brings us pretty much to where we are here. I built the mahogany desk over the course of maybe a month or so. It was just a project that I really wanted to do. And I knew that that would be the perfect thing to come back with that project and share it with you guys. And that video back was just something that I had in my head of like, okay, yes, this is the project that I want to share with you. This is me. This is the content that I want to produce. And it was at that point when I was making that project where I started to then also get back into filming and figuring out different shots and getting my head back into that space where I was maybe a year ago. I am dedicating 100% of my effort to the projects and the content creation here in the shop. It takes an extreme amount of work to create a successful business. As you guys have seen here for the last week or so, I've been uploading daily videos, and that is something that I'm passionate about doing. I was almost obsessed with this last year, this idea of doing daily videos, and I knew that I wanted to do it. But going back to what I was saying, I had this pull between school and my woodworking. There was no way that I could even attempt to do that while I was still in school. And I knew that, but I was still obsessed with this idea of uploading daily videos, and that's why it was so frustrating. I was still in school. That was the main thing. Now, let me also say this. School is important. School is something that everyone should do. As you begin to become your own person, everyone essentially branches out in different places. And for some people, like myself, school isn't the answer to those things that that person wants. So I could basically ramble on about this forever, but I'm not going to. So I guess I want to wrap it up by saying that I'm back. I plan on doing this for a very long time. There are so many projects that I want to be able to share with you guys. I want to better my own skills in my woodworking, grow a business. I have all these aspirations that, quite frankly, I understand if you don't care about any of those things. With all of that being said, I hope that with this video, it gives you a little bit better of a context as to where I am now and exactly what went down when I wasn't uploading videos. I can totally understand if I said things that you might not agree with. I am trying my best to share the truth and share exactly where I was coming from. And it is my hope that from this point on, we can continue to do projects, we can continue to interact with one another, we can continue to get better at woodworking or making or whatever craft you are pursuing. And it is my hope that if there was anything that I said in this video that you have a question about, please do not hesitate to leave that down in the comments below. I will try my best to answer those the best that I can. So that is going to wrap it up for today's video. I do honestly hope that you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next one.